So, now 25, I used to have a ghost in my childhood home. It loved playing peekaboo with me and playing jokes. I remember when I was 4 and saw it for the first time. I was looking out of a window facing my backyard. I was watching my dad and dog play. I remember looking away for a moment, and then looking back, and there he was. He was just staring at me for a moment, but he was looking right at me, and I know he knew I could see him. I remember closing my eyes and peeking them open, and he was gone. I remember the ghost looking like a man in his 60s. He looked like a grandpa to me. He was bald and had this weird glow about him. The next time I saw him, I was walking past a window again, and he popped up covering his eyes playing a game of peekaboo. I got startled, and I remember he started laughing at me, but I couldn't hear his laugh. It was completely silent, but he moved around his body like he was shaking with laughter. The next couple of times I'd see him, I'd try to play peekaboo back, but every time I'd open my eyes, he'd vanish. One day, I remember not being able to sleep. I had a nightlight in my room so my parents could see me while they checked on me. I distinctly remember rolling around and sitting up, and there he was, standing in the corner of my room, not moving. He glowed brighter than my nightlight. This was the first time I got a good look at him. He kinda looked like Uncle Fester minus the dark under eyes. He just stood there watching me. He moved his mouth as if he was talking, but I remember not being able to hear him. He then made a face and vanished again. I didn't see him again after that, but I think something else came in his place. Shortly after that, I began to have nightmares that lasted for years. Even now, I still sometimes get them. It's always the same. I'm a father, and I'm in the woods holding my crying infant. I'm running away from something. I'm trying to get inside the house. I always come close to the back door, but I can never quite reach it. Whatever's chasing me always reaches me, and the dream always fades to black, and I wake up in a panic. My family ended up moving out of that house, but I still had these nightmares. I was a bit older. Now I was 8, and something else was bothering me. It didn't start off bad, but I remember it felt completely different than my old house ghost. This one just seemed mean. It would stand in the shadows, never fully showing itself. It was like a mist rather than an image. It didn't bother me at first, but then I got a cat. Suddenly, I'm waking up with scratch marks on my body. My cat would be sleeping peacefully next to me. This continued for about 2 years. I'd finally had enough one night. I was tired of my sleepless nights, worried I was going to get scratched again. I finally looked at it and told it to leave me alone. For some reason, doing this upset my cat. She jumped off my bed and began growling like never before, hissing and spitting at something from under my bed. I decided to hide under my covers and told it again to leave me alone. I heard the sounds of someone stomping and then the sound of something scratching my closet door. My cat stopped growling and jumped back on my bed. She never did anything like that again. I got the courage to get up and turn my light on. I saw a long scratch on my closet door. I tried to stand up higher or jump to see if I could reach it, but I couldn't. My nails couldn't even make a scratch that deep. I tried getting my cat to jump up high, but she couldn't reach it. Its scratch mark is still there on that closet door. I can barely reach it even now, but at the very least it's left me alone.